And welcome in, everyone, to the Leafs Ice Center here in West Dundee, Illinois, where tonight's USPHL matchup has the Chicago Cougars hosting the Steele County Blades. Hello, everyone. This is Eric Willowite. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the second of a two-game set for the Cougars and the Steele County Blades. In last night's game, the Chicago Cougars came out on top 4-1. It was scoreless after one period of play. Second period, both teams traded goals, but then in that third period, the Cougars were able to pull away with 3 goals for that eventual 4-1 victory. The way things stand right now, the Steele County Blades are in third place, 48 points on the strength of 23 wins, 10 losses, and 2 overtime losses. The Chicago Cougars sit in fifth place, 18 wins, 13 losses, and 3 overtime losses, good for 39 points. Now for the Cougars, their goal through the rest of the season here is to make sure that they can finish in the top 4 in the USPHL Elite Midwest Division, because that allows them the opportunity to get home ice advantage for the first round. Right now, they trail the Forest Lake Lakers by 3 points. So it's an important game for the Chicago Cougars. It's also an important game for the Steele County Blades, as they want to get as high as they can in the standings. Right now, they trail the Dells Ducks. Currently, they sit at 54 points, so they're 6 points back of the Dells Ducks. So if the Steele County Blades can come out with a victory tonight, they might be able to cut into that lead that the Ducks have for second place here in the Midwest Elite Division. So that's our matchup for tonight, and we're going to have face-off here shortly. We're going to also have the national anthem, so it should be a good matchup. Goal scorers in last night's game, going through that in the first period. Again, no score. Second period, Michael Helf opened up the scoring for the Cougars, and then Soren Kolstrup answered for the Steele County Blades. Then in the third period, Mike Kavanaugh, Dylan Parshall, and Joey Marcaselli all scored for the Cougars. And again, that was your final score, 4-1. They're getting ready to they're announcing the starters right now for tonight. And your starters there for the Steele County Blades: Zach Bettmed, number 17, Caleb Combs, number 9, Oxvari Valley, all right, Henry Laukkanen starting for the Cougars. And on defense, his partner, number 97, I'm going to have to get the name on 97 there because he is not on the roster. In net, it's going to be number 41 for the Cougars. That is Andrew Farah. And now we'll pause for our national anthem. And both teams now getting ready for the face-off here at the Leafs Ice Center. And we're underway. Puck inside the Cougar zone. Now the puck thrown inside the Steele County Blades zone. In net for the Blades, number 35, that's Mike Severson. Mike Severson in goal, and again, Andrew Farah in goal for the Cougars. Puck behind the net for the Blades. Rung out over to the far boards. That's chipped ahead over to the blue line. Trying to keep it in, but unsuccessfully. That was Mike Kavanaugh. As the Chicago Cougars were offsides. Faceoff will come down. Oh, we already have a penalty. Mike Helf in the box, so the Cougars already down a man here with 19:14 to go in the first period. Blades on the power play. There's Wending firing a shot on net, scores from the top of the near circle. Wedding fires it past Farah on the far side. It's not like he was screened that much on that. He just wasn't in a right angle, and Wedding was able to fire that in on the far side. Power play goal for the Blades as they lead 1-0. All right, face off at center ice. Madonia is going to flip that out to center ice, but it's going to go all the way down. This will be an icing call against the Cougars with 18:51 remaining here in period one. So a quick power play goal for the Blades off that draw, and Wedding was able to fire that puck from the top of the near circle and get it past Farah for the early lead. In yesterday's game, the Blades had 0 for 2 on the power play, and the Cougars were 0 for 4. So right away, the Blades, and now the Blades are going to have a penalty. So a delayed call against Steele County, backhander. That comes over to the near boards. Behind the net, battle ensues, and the Blades touch the puck, and the delayed penalty now will kick in. The actual penalty will kick in for the Blades as we get a kneeing call. Kneeing call on number 13, that's Christian Lieb. He'll go to the box, and the faceoff will be to the right of goaltender Mike Severson. Faceoff won by the Cougars along the near boards, but the Blades gain possession, but not out. Van Dyke gets it to the far point. Over to the near point now. That's Kavanaugh. Down along the near boards, near corner. Kavanaugh keeps it in at the near point. Shovels it down to Health. Kavanaugh gets it over to the far point. Fires a shot from the top of the far circle. Save made by Severson. Then the puck kicked out into the near corner. Kavanaugh keeping the puck in. Here's Health. Health in the slot. Down low, firing a shot, making a save is Severson as he holds on for the faceoff. The faceoff will be to his left. Shot attempt from Henry Laukkonen, who dropped down low on that possession as the Cougars were cycling players. And Laukkonen was able to get a good look, but Severson came up with a big save. Oh, and the puck escapes over the stick of Micah Hogg. And now Health will skate with it. as the Cougars look to regroup with 1:13 remaining on the power play. Van Dyke enters the zone along the near boards. Bishop pinches in to keep the puck inside the zone, but now the Blades clear, and they'll go off on a wholesale player change. Get a fresh set of penalty killers on with 56 seconds remaining on the penalty to Lieb. Mika Hauk chips the puck ahead. The puck was knocked back by the Blades, however, and now Lenzi will pick it up. Going to Bishop, almost had the puck taken away. Hauk was able to at least deflect it, and now here come the Cougars. Puck pass was errant, though, and the Blades throw the puck back inside the Cougar zone. Cougars are having a tough time on the second half of this power play, getting the puck outside of their own zone. Here's Aronovich skating inside, fires a shot from wide shot angle from the near circle, and that was deflected over into the near corner. On net, we'll have a face-off. Face-off will be to the left of Severson. 1-0, Blades. 16:37 to play and 13 seconds remaining on the power play. Blades win the draw, and they're able to clear. Farah leaves the puck behind the net. 3 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck shoveled ahead to center ice. Pass attempt to Rifle went awry, and the Blades dumped the puck back inside the Cougar zone. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength. Shot on net. We're going to have a penalty against the Cougars, as we had a man taken down going in on net for a shot. So some sloppy play inside the Cougar zone, and that was an offensive opportunity for the Cougars. Going to the box for the Cougars will be Mike Lenzi. I'm not sure if he called another kneeing penalty, so that's 2 kneeing penalties. You don't hear that a lot, but we've already had 2 kneeing penalties here in the first 2 of the 3 power plays so far. So a penalty-filled game here in the early going. Blades firing a shot on the net, number 22, Josh Guin, getting a shot on net, but Farah was able to see that all the way from the top of the slot, so the faceoff will be to Farah's left. Springer wins the draw for the Blades, but the puck comes out to center ice. Guin will throw it inside the zone, chipped in by number 16. That's Chase Lewis. However, the Blades entered the zone off sides, and now they'll have to come outside the zone for a face-off. 1:43 remaining on the power play for the Blades, and they lead the game 1-0 with 15:57 to play in the first period. Shot on net by Wedding. That's knocked into the near far corner by Andrew Farah. Puck battle ensues along the far boards. We have a 5-player scrum. Puck still in there along the boards. And it finally comes out. Guin fires a shot on net, and eating it up and holding on for the save is Farah, as Josh Guin was able to get a shot on net, and Farah did not allow a rebound opportunity. He saw that one all the way after that long extended scrum along the far boards inside the Cougar zone. Minute 14 remaining on the power play for the Blades. 1-0 Blades, 15:27 to play. Cougars look to clear, not out. Keeping it in the zone, number 5, Coy Payne did a nice job there. Shot on net. Getting a piece of it with his glove was Farah, and then it flittered over the net. And then it touched the back netting, so we're going to have a face-off to the left of Andrew Farah after the stoppage of play. Face-off won by the Blades. Top of the near circle, Kolstrup near point. Gets it over to the far point. Far point stick handling, that's Coy Payne. Over on the far boards, Payne has it. Gets it over to Ethan Kolstrup, and that puck was deflected by Health, and he was looking for a shorthanded opportunity, but the Blades were able to recover. Now the Cougars have it in their own zone, flip it out into the Blade zone. That's going to go all the way down past the goal line as Helf's putting on some good pressure on Coy Payne. Here's Lewis to Kolstrup. Kolstrup, stick handling. Nice stick check there by the Cougars as they're able to clear with 9 seconds remaining on the power play for the Blades. So a much better penalty kill here for the Cougars than on that first penalty they had. Puck deflected inside the zone. Mika Hauk tried to clear it out, was unable to. Now the puck cuts over along the near boards. Penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength. Battle ensues in the near corner inside the Cougar zone. Coming out with it, Blades, centering attempt. Oh, and firing a wide shot was Springer, a wild shot. And then from the far point, number 22, Goyne, fired a shot on net, and Farah was able to stick that into the near corner. Here come the Cougars trying to break outside of their zone. Rifle getting it over to Lenzy. Lenzy, stick handling. Backhand shot from the near circle. That went just wide. Pinching and keeping it in was doing a good job was Bishop. Aronovich trying to feed Lenzy, and that was intercepted by the Blades, and they'll change direction here as the puck goes inside the zone. Waters chasing after it for the Blades. Now the puck goes behind the net. Blades take possession. Lieb gets knocked down from behind by Kavanaugh. And Marcuselli will dump it inside the Blades zone. Where the Blades, Marcuselli, big hit in the far corner. Now the puck goes over to the near boards. Bishop keeps it in. Goes behind the net. Marcuselli tries to get there first, but the Blades are able to gain possession, and they're outside their zone. Skating inside, firing a shot behind the net, and ricocheting over to the near boards inside the Cougar zone. Cougars take possession, flipping it off the glass. Keeping it in at the point, however, was Mavali for the Blades. Now the Cougars will look to exit the zone. They get the puck out to center ice, but it's dumped back inside the Cougar zone. And now Van Dyke along the near boards inside the Blades zone. Near circle, spins around. Looking for an outlet. He'll spin back around the near boards. Drops it down low. That time over to Hartman. And the puck comes out past the stick of Madonia, circling. Check that, that's Eric Norman. And now the puck deflected out to center ice. Eric Norman has it again inside the Blues, or the Cougar zone. Puck almost intercepted by Soren Kolstrup. And now it's going to be kept in again by Goyne. Goyne fired a shot that Ferris stick to the near boards. Cougars finally able to clear. Hops over the stick of Coy Payne inside his own zone. He's going to circle back, look for an outlet, gets it to Lewis. Lewis tries to dump it in. That went off the leg of Henry Laukkanen. And here come the Cougars the other way. Health with a head of steam. Chip shot on net. Rebound laid there, and keeping it inside the zone now is Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh near point. Gets it over to Health. Now Kavanaugh drops down low as Health fired a shot that went wide of Farah. Check that, of Saverson. Now the Blades take possession. Lewis, long and near boards inside his own zone. Unable to get it out. Now it finally does get out to center ice. And Madonia will fire a shot. Oh, and a little trouble there for Severson on the shot from Madonia. Sort of got tied up there as he got in no man's land. Oh, he looks to be under a little distress there. Oh, no, he was just trying to find the puck. Either way, face-off inside the Blades zone with 10:42 to play, and the Blades leading 1-0 here in the first period. Bishop firing a shot on net, sticked into the near corner by Severson. Now Adam Rifle in there along the near boards in the near corner inside the Blade zone. 4-player scrum. Puck finally gets dislodged on net. And Severson able to guide that to his defenseman, and the puck is cleared inside the Cougar zone. Center ice feed to Aronovich, taken away by the Blades. Keeping it in, however, is Aronovich. Now the puck skates out. This could be a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Blades. Falling down, however, was number 9, Zeb Scheffler. Check that. Number 9 is Oskari Valley for the Blades. Otherwise, they would have had a 2-on-1 opportunity, possibly. Lieb chips the puck behind the goal line. And trying to get the puck outside the zone. Cougars eventually do get it out to center ice. Cougars are bringing the puck inside the zone. Henry Laukinen fires it inside the zone, and then he goes off for a change. Blades take possession behind their own goal line. Chipped up to center ice. Kavanaugh will have to chase after it. He's being flagged down by number 19. That's Griffin Waters. Waters pressuring Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh will circle behind his own net. Flips it over to the far boards. Pass not outside the zone. Giveaway there by Bishop. Check that. That'll be number 12. That was Dylan Parshall with the giveaway inside the Cougar zone. Kavanaugh will ring it around to the near boards now. And puck battle ensues. Blades come out with it. Backhander by Springer. And Goyne fires a shot. Farah is able to make the save, and then I think the puck got lodged inside the pads of one of the Blades players, and he's finally able to dig it out. 8:38 to play. It is still 1-0 lead for Steele County. Glad you could join us here on Hockey TV. Chicago Cougars and Steele County Blades. USPHL action here on Hockey TV, powered by the Illinois Media School. Madonia has it behind his own net, being pressured by Springer. Battle still ensues, and now Springer comes out with it. And now the Cougars gain possession back. Here's Mike Helf. He's got a head of steam, stick handling inside the zone. Backhand attempt was deflected by the Blades. Marcuselli picks it up behind the net. Gets it over to Bishop. Bishop fires over the net. Actually, Eric Norman on that shot from the far point. That shot whistled over the net. And goaltender Severson. Madonia inside his own zone. Gets it over to Norman. Along the far boards. Chipped out to center ice. Here's Helf. Possible 2-on-1. Oh, and the centering pass from Helf never made it through, as getting a good stick on it was number 5, Coy Payne for the Blades. And now the Blades fire a puck on net, and Farrell hold on for the faceoff. 7:42, 1-0 Steele County. Well, aside from the one goal this period looks similar to the game yesterday. Actually, that first period finished up scoreless, so not a whole lot of offense here in the first period, although there have been 3 power play attempts total, 2 for the Blades and 1 for the Cougars. Cougars were offsides on that rush, so the faceoff will come outside the zone in front of the Blades bench along the far boards. Lenzy and Lieb on the draw, and Lieb wins the draw, but he chips it ahead to a Cougars player. Cougars dump it inside the zone. Severson leaves it behind his own net. Circling around is number 24. That's Yager Waysum. And on net, score! Along the near boards. I believe that was Janzik getting the goal. So off the draw, and play resumed inside the Blade zone, and Janzik was able to come up with the goal for the Cougars. Now this game's all knotted up at 1 apiece. Cougars Aronovich dumps it back inside the Blades zone. Blades take it. Soren Kolstrup tried to stick handle around Henry Laukkanen, but Laukkanen was able to keep the puck in front of him and make the steal. Now carrying the puck inside the zone, number 12, Partial. Over to the far point. Oh, fanning on it. He was trying to make a pass all the way over to the far side. Was Kavanaugh trying to get it over to Bishop. Blades come out with it. Here's Lieb. Backhand on net, under between the pads and in. That's Ascari Valley for the Blades, getting the backhander and putting it between the pads of Farah. And now the Blades go up 2-1. Nifty move there by Valley for the goal. So Wedding and Valley, the goals for the Blades so far. And Janzik, the goal for the Cougars. 6:12 to play here in the first period. Madonia tries to fire a shot. That's blocked by Valley. Got in front of that shot attempt. Now the puck is thrown out to center ice. Blades skate away with it. Stick handling and firing a shot going well wide of the net. Shot by Zach Bettming. There comes inside the zone. Backhand on net. Goes wide on the backhander by Jonathan Moskalik of the Cougars. And now the puck will be thrown inside the Cougar zone. Man taken down, no call. That was Lieb. Help. That's Lenzy trying to skate out with it along with Rifle. Rifle knocked down. Lieb will fire a shot into the glove of Farah, and he'll hold on. As coming in with a head of steam was number 24, Yager Wasim. And so we'll have a face-off inside the Cougar zone to the right of Andrew Farah. 2-1 in favor of the visitors, the Steele County Blades. Van Dyke wins the draw, but Soren Kolstrom gets there first. Kolstrup, puck deflected towards the net, lying loose. And the Blades were unable to get there to poke it in. As good work there by the Cougars. With Farah down and out, Cougars defenders were able to prevent a goal. Oh, in on net. Oh, and making a great save was Severson on the nifty stick work there by the Cougars. Shot attempt blocked at the point. Here come the Blades. Centering attempt, firing a shot and making a great pass, saving another save. Farah, and now we'll have a whistle as a man is down behind the goal line. Tremendous save there by Farah. And we're going to get a look at it here. Here comes the individual effort. Centering attempt and making I think it was off the shaft of the stick instead of the pad from the shot there by number 21, Colton Springer. And then Springer crashed into the boards and he was a little shaken up after that. And then Farah was able to make an additional save on the rebound attempt to keep this a one-goal game. So remember that save, those two saves, folks, by Farah. Let's see if that can rally the Cougars. Here's Health. On net. No one there for the Cougars at the moment. And then the puck thrown back in on net from the near corner. Severson will hold on for a face-off. Face-off now will be to the right of Mike Severson. 3:57 to play, 2-1 in favor of the Steele County Blades. Blades win the draw. They'll shovel it out to center ice. Laukkanen will intercept for the Cougars. It over to the near boards. Puck shot in into the far corner. Chasing after it is Lindsay. He throws a good check on number 5, Coy Payne. Then the Blades will throw the puck down. This will be an icing call against the Blades. It was a very slow, wasn't sure if it was going to qualify for icing, but eventually it did. So the faceoff will come inside the Blade zone with 3:33 to play here in period number 1. Draw one by the Cougars. Blades take it back, however. Lieb, centering attempt intercepted by Health. Health retreating inside his own zone. He's being pressured by Lieb. Now Health, oh, big collision there. Valley and Health at center ice. And then delivering a follow-up hit there was number 13, Henry Laukkanen. And now he was just slashed by Combs, number 17. So play getting a little chippy there inside the neutral zone in front of the Cougars bench. Two to 1, Steele County. 3:09 to play in period number 1. Van Dyke wins the draw for the Cougars. Puck skitters into the zone where Kavanaugh will retreat. And he'll get it over to Aronovich. Throws it on net. Puck along the near boards. Kept in at the near point, but then the Blades come out with it. Here's Valley. Valley skating in. Looking for a pass attempt. Gets it all the way over. And making the play and the goal, Zach Bettming. On a great offensive opportunity. Valley and Bettming coming in. And Valley held on to that puck to the very last minute and made a backhand pass over to Bettming. And he put it between the pads of Farah. And that's a 3-1 lead for Steele County. Let's get a look at the replay. 2-on-1 opportunity. Farah focusing in on Valley. And then at the last minute, he held that puck to the very last minute and got it over to Bettming. And Bettming didn't miss. 3-1, Steele County. Laukkanen flips it inside the Cougar zone, or the Blade zone. Now it comes back the other way. Eric Norman will flip it over behind the goal line. Lindsay carrying the puck inside the zone. Along the far boards inside the Blade zone. Adam Rifle. And hands up. We got a penalty. Let's see who the penalty is against. Looks like it's going to go against the Blades, I believe. Going to the box will be number 3, Eric Kolstrup. So he'll take a seat, and let's see what the call is. So a slashing call against Kolstrup. He'll take a seat, and this is a much-needed power play for the Cougars as they look to get back in this game, trailing 3-1. With just over 2 minutes to play here in period 1. Power play time for the Cougars. Cougars were unsuccessful on their initial power play. Here's Kavanaugh inside his own zone. He's being pressured by Zach Bettming, one of the goal scorers tonight for the Blades. Now Health has it at center ice, tried to feed Kavanaugh. And then now Kavanaugh will take possession. Kavanaugh loses, no, that's the Blades player losing his stick. Then the puck comes out to center ice. Here's Van Dyke. Van Dyke carrying it in along the near boards. Gets it back to the point. Health. Down low. Centering the pass into the slot and clearing it outside the zone was number 22, Josh Goyne for the Blades. Now here's Health. Health has it, drops it over to Bishop. Bishop throws it on net, deflected into the near corner by Severson. Health skating into the slot area. Now over to the far circle, fires a shot, scores! Michael Health firing the shot into the basket, cutting into this lead. A power play goal for the Cougars as Health circling around, faking into the slot, then goes to the top of the far circle and able to rifle it by Severson, cutting the lead to 3-2. So Michael Health, your goal scorer there. Power play goal, so each team has scored on the power play now. And so what I said about yesterday's game resembling this game, or vice versa, forget about that. We've already scored 5 goals here in the first period. An explosion here in the second half of the period. And 3-2 Steele County lead. Cougars win the draw. Minute 7 remaining in the period. And we have another penalty. Cross-checking penalty was whistled on number 22, Josh Goins, so the Cougars are back on the power play. Puck behind the goal line inside the Blade zone. Stick handling is Aronovich. Gets it over to the near point. Laukkanen back to Aronovich. Near circle. Stick handling it down low to Lenzi. Lenzi has it. Gets it over to the near point. Laukkanen over to the far point. Into the slot. Trying to feed Lenzi and wasn't able to corral it. And then the puck skittered into the near corner. Now here's Laukkanen. Brings it over to the far point. Puck shot on net. Rebound kicked out loose. And keeping it inside the zone is Van Dyke. Check that. Micah Hauk. Hauk has it at the near point. And time runs out here in period number 2. The Cougars will have 53 seconds remaining on the power play when they start period number 2. But at the end of one period, it's the Steele County Blades 3, the Chicago Cougars 2. Goals for the Blades, Valley, Bettming, and Wedding. And for the Cougars, Nate Janjic and Michael Health. So we're going to take a break here on Hockey TV. Again, first period score, Steele County Blades 3, Chicago Cougars 2. You're watching USPHL Hockey on Hockey TV, powered by the Illinois Media School.
I'm Ben Anderson, and I went to the Illinois Media School.